Hi everyone, this is Amy Elmont at Teller Netcast, and joining me today is Mark Platten with the CSU Extension. Welcome again, Mark.
Thanks, Amy. Good to see you again.
Good to see you as well. It's been a long time.
Oh, really long time. What was it, 15 minutes?
I know, I think a lot has changed. So
a lot has
nice
changed,
to
except
catch
for our
up.
clothes.
Yes,
we're in the
that's
same
what
clothes
I'm
today.
saying. Well, we're going to talk about radon right now, and if someone has not heard of radon, I guess they haven't lived anywhere in a house with, or rented or bought or sold anything, because it is certainly a huge topic. But I think it's one that people don't understand very well. So I guess to start from the beginning, what is radon?
So radon is a radioactive gas that is, when uranium breaks down, its eventual stage that uranium breaks down into is lead. Okay. But between uranium and lead, which is its stable form over here, it goes through 7 different transitions. And one of those transitions is radon, which is a gas. Okay. So different than uranium, which is a solid, radon is a gas. And that's part of the reason why it's it's so dangerous, is because it's radioactive and it's very short lifespan. So it only, in its radon form, it breaks down within a couple of minutes to its next form, which is polonium, the polonium atom. So what happens is when that changes state, it releases energetic radioactive particles, alpha particles and beta particles, and some gamma. Okay. But the biggest ones we're worrying about is the alpha particles. They're much larger particles and they do damage. And so when we breathe in air, as we always do, and we breathe in radon, then when those, if we're breathing that in and that radon particle transitions from the radon to polonium and releases those particles, those radioactive particles, what happens is it can affect our lungs, and that's where lung cancer can be created.
Is that an issue in Teller County and everywhere, or does it kind of vary by location?
It is an issue everywhere, Amy. That's a really good question. It's an issue everywhere in the United States, everywhere in the world. Okay. It just depends on what level of radon. And this is where it gets a little bit dicey, is on what levels do we believe we should start taking action on, meaning do we do some modifications to our homes to create or to move radon out of our homes. Okay. Radon is everywhere. It's in every building. It's outside. What happens is when it gets concentrated in your home or in an office or a school. That's why schools are being tested to require closed environments. Absolutely, where you're spending a lot of time. That's where you have this higher concentration. So higher concentrations can lead to more of these transition points from radon to polonium, where you're releasing more of those alpha particles, and therefore having a higher propensity or probability or potentiality to end up with lung cancer. Okay. Yeah, again, Amy, it's about risk. Okay. Right? So the story I always tell is I like to drive fast, so there's a risk involved with that. So I know that there are police officers out there, so I may get ticketed or something. But it's a risk I accept. People may or may not choose to wear seatbelts. People may choose or not to have fire extinguishers in their house. People may have lead paint and may or whatever it may be, and they choose to do something about it or not. So this is another one of those risks. Okay. What we do, again, in extensions, we provide the information. We provide the research-based data. Okay. So in the United States, how you determine how the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, determined this level of 4 picocuries per liter, which is just a measurement of how much radioactive material, radon material, are in a particular volume.
Over a particular time period.
Not time. It's actually in a particular volume. Okay, how much radioactive material is there. Okay. It's based on, so in the United States, it's 4 picocuries per liter is what the threshold is that they suggest taking action and mitigating your home. If it's 4 or above, take action. In different countries, they use different measurements. So instead of picocuries per liter, they'll use becquerels, which is another measurement of radioactivity per a different volume measurement. So
wow! So it's not apples and apples.
Right.
It's
so when
apples and oranges.
Right. So when you start comparing apples to apples, even though different countries have different levels, they're all very close, between 4 and 5.5 picocuries per liter. Okay. So if you think about it, just like anything else, it's not just what this baseline measurement is, but it's also how easy it is to mitigate, or how easy it is to drop the levels to the radon levels to a particular level. Okay. And so I've been doing these short-term kits. I'll show these here. These are what the short-term radon kits actually look like. So this is just a spacer. You kind of open this up here. You put the spacer in, and you hang it from the ceiling for 3 to 7 days.
Oh, wow.
And it's just collecting the radon, and when you're done, you take that spacer out, you seal the package up here, and you send it in. There's a free mailer here, so it's all free here for Teller County. I've got 400 test kits here.
Okay.
But getting back, I mean, so it's fairly easy to do this, to do the testing.
Find out,
it's very easy to know what you've got. And fully 2/3, I've done pretty close to 4,000 tests here over the last 8 years here in Teller County. And about 2/3 consistently, regardless of where you live, about 2/3 of the homes here in Teller County have that greater than 4 picocuries per liter or greater.
Wow.
So the odds are that most of the homes here are going to have radon.
Sure.
High radon levels. All of them have radon.
Right.
High radon levels where the EPA suggests taking action.
Okay. Well, I know it seems like radon, people might not be thinking about it. They've lived in their home for a while, maybe it doesn't come across their radar. But when you come to real estate and buying and selling homes, radon is a really big deal. Is this causing problems in the real estate market, causing deals to fall through? How does one handle, suddenly the sellers maybe never even thought about radon, but the buyers say, I want a radon test, and lo and behold, they're one of the 2/3 that have high levels of radon. How is that causing a lot of problems? What's going on with that in the real estate world?
Sure, and I see a couple of things with this going on. Number one, I actually hold classes to educate realtors on radon and that they're not deal breakers. Just like if you've got asbestos in your house or if you've got a roof that needs repair, you just put money in an escrow. Okay. And one of the things about radon is it may seem a little bit scary. It's like, oh my gosh, it's going to cost me $20,000 to fix this. Really, in most homes, it's somewhere between $1,000 and $2,000 to put a mitigation system in. So it's not like it's going to break the bank, or in most cases, end a real estate transaction of any sort. To repair a roof may cost you $10,000 or $15,000 if you have to put a re-roof on. So you just put the money in escrow, and with the, as far as radon goes, if your house hasn't been tested, then you send the kits out and you wait. The money sits in escrow. You can do your deal. If it comes back and you're in the good zone and there isn't any radon issue, then the money goes back to the seller.
Okay, so really just becomes part of the transaction.
It becomes totally part of the transaction.
Just if they were to find anything that wasn't quite right, it just needs to be fixed.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't sound too expensive. It doesn't sound like it's a do-it-yourself kind of thing, this radon mitigation. So you have to hire a company, but it doesn't sound like it's super expensive. So that is really good news.
Well, interestingly enough, I've got this DVD here that also, it's all free. All this stuff is free, but wait, there's more. So, are
you going to tell me it is a do-it-yourself thing now?
You can actually do it yourself. Wow. If you're handy at all. Really, what it comes down to is if you've got a slab, so a concrete slab, basically it's just drilling a 4-inch hole down through that concrete. You put a Schedule 40 PVC down into there. You run it up through the roof of your house, and you put a fan tied to it, usually in the attic. Or if you can't make a run through your house that way, then you have to go exterior to the house, and you run it above the roof line. Okay. So this DVD shows, gives a real example of that. But if you don't feel handy doing it yourself, don't feel confident doing it yourself, I have a list of certified radon mitigators that the state EPA office puts out every year. They certify them. They have to go through a training to understand the kind of nuances. And really, this comes down to if you find out, and again, most of us are going to find out up here that your house has high radon levels. And so somebody may ask, well, what does that 4 picocuries really mean? Well, to kind of give you an idea of what it relates to from a smoking perspective, because people kind of understand that maybe, at between 11 and 12 picocuries per liter is equivalent to smoking a pack of cigarettes a day.
Where do they go to get this information?
Okay, so you can either stop by my office, which is over at 800 Research Drive here in Woodland Park. I'm in Suite 230, so it's a Tamarack Center, right by the post office and the police station over there. Okay. You can stop by there. I also have free kits at the Building and Planning Department, which is also in that same complex over at 800 Research Drive. Or if you're in the Divide area up in that region of the county, the public health here, so on the back side of Venture Foods, public health also has these test kits available here. Again, free of charge as part of a grant that I put together. Again, January is Radon Month, so I hope that you all take action on this. They're free. It's easy to do. It doesn't cost you anything.
Thank you so much. Perfect timing here on Radon Month to find out about radon.
Absolutely.
And if people want to find out more, they want these free test kits, get a hold of Mark, go to his website, which we'll put up for you. Go to the office, although you're in and out, so call first.
Yep,
make sure you're there.
686-7961. That's 686-7961.
Don't forget it. Sounds good. Thank you again for your time. This is great information, really important. So,
all right, thanks, Amy.
We will always appreciate having you here, Mark.
Absolutely. Good to be here.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I'm Amy Elmont. This is Mark Platten. We're on TellerNetCast.com. Thanks.
Take care.